Hey, 2nd of February 2024. 222 portal, guys. It's been a year, or more or less a year, since I've done any videos due to the heavy shadow banning, blocking and gang stalking and all the stuff that's been going on over the past few years since the pandemic, and speaking out and doing what God gives us the ability to do, which is speaking the truth and exposing lies. So 31st of January, just gone, a couple of days ago, was a year since the name on the birth certificate was sentenced at Cambridge Magistrates Court with a custodial sentence. These were false allegations. The conviction actually was established in my absence while being instructed to self-isolate during the period of time of caring for my dad. So I'd informed the court that I couldn't attend, and they established a conviction anyway. That warrant was outstanding for arrest until a year ago, 31st of January, when I believe I'd just had enough. I'd had enough of ducking and diving and not being heard, because it's not like I haven't put any paperwork in. My paperwork was seen by a judge who was a QC at the time, and he was the official recorder of Cambridge Crown Court, and he had said he had seen this case and instructed the lower court to send it for judicial review. That was on the 5th of November 2021, and there's been nothing of it since, no matter how many times I've been banging down the doors. And, in honour, I've never been anything but lawful, truthful, honourable with these false allegations that started since the pandemic, the lockdown. And that was just for speaking up on a megaphone. The first arrest was, or kidnap was, breach of Section 5. Breach of the peace, but they said it was threatening and abusive language, etc., etc. And actually, when this case went ahead, they brought a guy into the court who I'd never seen before, who was a witness to the events that happened that day, and he was not there. He actually stated that he had seen me giving out Black Lives Matter flyers, and anyone that knows me knows that I was never part of that movement, and in fact I was speaking out very much about it, the divide between colour and it's unnecessary, because we're all fighting for the same reasons, the children and the future. So going back to the 31st of January, the warrant was issued, the warrant was outstanding, and the police kidnapped me. They tried to deem me mentally incapacitated, took me to the hospital. I was seen by doctors who deemed there was no need for intervention, and I think that was the whole plan, because I had false information, or false information was placed on the medical records in February 2021, the 2nd of February 2021, the day before I attended court. It stated that I'd voiced suicidal thoughts, and I didn't, and it took me a long time to get this investigated, because there were so many delays. No matter how many times I was asking them to take it off, they were investigating it, and it came back quite some time later, almost a year later, saying that the woman who had said this couldn't remember saying it. Apparently there was no record of this meeting that I had with her, yet it was placed on the medical records before court. And I believe this is what's had a detrimental effect on how I've been dealt with in the justice system, because I haven't had any legal support. I don't need any, because I'm lawful. I haven't broken the law. I'm not a criminal, and I can see the injustice, and that's what I'm standing up against. So up until the 31st of January, just gone, there was a licence, the sentence that was passed in Cambridge a year previous, without the evidence. And this is another thing. So conviction and sentencing 2 years later was established without the evidence. The evidence that I was relying on was on my phone, because I'd recorded the whole situation, the whole scenario that day, and the police took it off me in the kidnap, and I never got it back until after the conviction and sentence, and I've got mounds of paperwork, applications stating that this was supposed to be the case, that I needed it returning. I put in a civil claim against the court because this was where the snowball of effect happened, when they refused me entry to the court without a mask. The day after, they put the false information on my records, the medical records. So they refused me entry to the court the next day, and it all seemed very funny anyway. And then they issued a fail to attend warrant 2 weeks later to be executed from my house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was being threatened with tasers. Armed police, they were armed as far as I'm concerned. They were threatening me with tasers, and they were threatening forced entry. And I was at the court. I just wasn't allowed into the court. So it was very arbitrary and unnecessary and unreasonable, unlawful. So that's what I've been standing against, but completely solitary on my own. There's been no help, support offered, and the only, well, I've got the Most High. God has got me through this, and as I said, that custodial sentence was a custodial sentence that was suspended for 12 months, and that licence on the name on the birth certificate was up on the 31st of January. So we're 2 days on from that, and yeah, it is a relief, even though I don't even consent to having anything to do with that birth certificate anymore, really, because it's a Crown Corporation, and that's what's been used against me in my rights that are given to me by the Creator, being brought here to this earth at this time in this world. The journey that I've been on was given to me by the Most High, and I accepted, and it's been tough, but it exposes the lies, it exposes the evils in certain parts of authority, and I'm not one to go against all authority, because there are good men and women in the force, in the courts, in different parts of governments that are there because they want to help people, and that's their main modus operandi. But we do have a different aspect of these people that are getting into these positions to use the authority that they possess in them positions for their own gain and greed. So I said it's been about a year since I've done a video, but I wanted to give you all an update. I hope it wasn't too much for you all to take in, but if you do want to look back on the story, you can go and check out the lovely Citizen Sid, or is it Grey Area now? But if you type in Citizen Sid on YouTube, she has a playlist on there, Keely, and there's some videos on there of some of the stuff that went on over the past few years with the police and the courts. It's very unjust, but I'm still here fighting the good fight. And this is a spiritual battle, guys. This is not against flesh and blood. It is against the principalities and the rulers. And God is revealing everything to us now. Everything I said come true. I never said anything that was arbitrary or with malice intent. Everything I said was backed up by facts, and that was why they came at me with a ton of bricks. I was silenced, I was ridiculed, I was treated very badly, let's just put it that way. And this shouldn't be able to happen. I went on this journey and I've exposed all this, but how many other people have been through this and didn't survive? Because the only thing that's got me through is God. Yeah, so I probably will start doing a few more videos now and giving you some updates and some stuff that you might want to take on board of how I got through this awful scenario, because it's all done underhanded, and to create a reaction from you, an emotional reaction from you, to deem you the one in the wrong for reacting against such evils and crimes against the people, against humanity, against love, against God. God is love, guys. Remember that. What is in your heart? That's the most important thing. So take care and be true to you.